Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. This is CraftyRia. I'm back with making some more dinosaur cards from the Dino Friends pack from Echo Park. This is part 2 in the series. If you haven't seen part 1, you can check it out. I flipped through the whole pack of paper there. I'm going to try to make as many cards as I can out of this paper pack. This is the card I made in part 1. Kind of simple, but kind of fun anyway. So this is part 2. I have these cut-aparts that were from one whole 12 by 12 sheet of paper, and I have 12 of them. So I'm going to use a few more of these to make cards today. And then we have our sticker sheet, and then some of the rest of the paper in the pack. So I think I'll start with this one that says Explore. I'm using some of the ones that are a little harder to make because some of them are super simple and are easy to make a card. I decided to get the hard ones out of the way today, or at least a couple of the hard ones. So let's start with this Explore. I kind of planned out a little bit what I'm going to do. Since this is a volcano, I thought it would look good on top of the trees because it'll look like it's out in the forest or whatever. And then I'm going to use, I think, this flying dinosaur since it'll be flying around the volcano. So that's what I'll start with. So I'm going to move these out of the way. Let's see, I think I might go with the light blue since that would represent the sky. This is a whole bunch of card blanks that I made in advance. These are 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, which is an 8 1/2 by 11 sheet of cardstock, folded in half and cut in half. So in order to do this one here, I have to cut the paper this way so the palm trees are facing the right way. And I'm going to cut the paper at 4 3/8. What's on the back? Okay, so on the other side are these bigger dinosaurs, so I don't think it's going to matter which way I cut the paper anyway. So I'm going to... It's too big for my trimmer. I have to cut this white piece off the bottom first to make it exactly 12 inches. And then I'm going to cut this at 4 3/8 since 4 4/8 is the same as 4 1/2. And I'll put that aside to use for another project. So I have my palm trees, and then I need to cut it at the right length. Oh, I guess I made it too big. I need to cut it the right length, which would be 5 3/8. I was thinking that dimension on the other side. This would be 4 1/8 instead of 4 1/4. And not 4 3/8. There we go. Let's take that little piece, get rid of it. Sorry about that. At least I cut it too big and not too small. So there we have it on the blue cardstock. I'm not sure if I'll continue to go with the blue. I have to see how I think it looks when I get it all put together. I can always put it on white. And then I have that. I think I kind of like the blue because it brings out this blue that's in that. And let's get my sticker sheet. And I decided I would use this dinosaur, and I think I will put him up on pop dots to make him fly off the page. But I think before I even adhere him down, let me go ahead. I'm going to stick him right back. I'm going to stick him right on that so he can hang out there for a few minutes. Let me go ahead and assemble this card. Because I like the way that looks, but I want to do something to just add a little something to this volcano. All right, and I think I'll just go with it right in the middle rather than off-centering it. I want to make this lava look really cool, and I have a collection of stickles, and I happen to have this orange one. It is from Studio G, and I'm not sure if it has a name for the color. I don't see it. I store all of my stickles and glitter glues here in this thing upside down. This is a nail polish holder, and I store them upside down so that way they're really easy to use. I don't have to wait for the glue to come up to the top. So I thought I would take this orange. I think it matches it pretty well, and I would just at least go around the edge. And what I do is I take a piece of scrap paper and start it off to the side just to make sure it's running good. And then I will just paint this around the edge. It doesn't have to be perfect because lava is just not perfect anyway. And if it gets outside of the line, that's kind of okay. And that just adds some glitter and some bling to this card. And I'll even go around this part. There. So now we have some really cool lava coming out of that volcano. And I'll stick this back in the case upside down for next time. So I want to set that aside so it dries, and I'm going to let it dry overnight before I stick this bird to it. Because I think I might want him down there kind of and pop dotted up. So anyway, that would be it, unless I put him up in the corner. I'm not sure. I'm going to wait till it dries, and I'll move them around on there and decide where I want to put them. And then I'll put maybe some more embellishments on there. But for now, I'm going to set that aside, and we'll finish it probably in another video because I want that to completely dry. Okay. So now on to the next piece. I think I'll do this. It says Roar. And that's kind of plain by itself. Let's see what's on the back. Okay, that's kind of plain by itself. So we're going to have to do some fun stuff to this. I have an idea. I thought the shades of green looked really good on this footprint paper. And then I thought I would put a dinosaur, maybe this little guy, on there, but let's put this together first before I decide. And I have to decide what color cardstock, card base to use. And I also thought this is neat. This reminds me of maybe a tire print out in the wild or something that you would see from like a 4x4 or, you know, a rugged Jeep going through. And I thought I would put it on there like that. So I'm trying to decide, it's kind of what I do, to see if I think I like it on that brown, or maybe I want to, instead of that, maybe I should mat this on a piece of this brown. Maybe have both of them that way. They're not exactly the same. All right, let me start with what I have here. I'll pick the card base in a minute. All right, so I have that. And so I'm going to go ahead and mat this on here, and I'm just going to eyeball it and adhere it down to this to start with, and then I'll trim the other two sides. That way I'm really only lining up 2 sides and not 4 sides. And I just want a thin border around it. I don't want I don't want a big border. I just want a little border. And I can get this and line that up and line this end up. Okay, so that just has a little bit of a border just to make it pop off of the screen. I like that a lot. Then I'm thinking, I think I kind of like that, because like I said, that reminds me of a tire track or something out in the wild. That'll be neat. So I'm going to cut this so I can mat my card, and I'll have to cut this bottom piece off to make the paper 12 by 12 so it fits in my paper cutter. And this time I'm going to do it correctly and make it at 4 1/8. Not 3/8. And I have to cut it this way because the footprints are going in that direction. And then we have dinosaurs on the back. So we have plenty of paper to use the dinosaurs. And then this one will be 5 3/8. All right. So let's see if we like it on this brown card base, or if we like it on, really my only choices are going to be brown or white. Oh, and I cut it wrong again. What is wrong with me? Why can't I cut right? This needs to be 4 1/8. Okay, that's better. So pay attention to what I say, don't do what I do. Do as I say, not as I do. So I have that. I don't know that it's going to make that much of a difference if that's light like that. Yeah, I think that's going to work. I don't think the shading is going to be different, because I think it's going to be better than if it was on white. Yeah, I think I'll go with this color. So I'm going to start by adhering this down. This is too thick to fold behind this paper. It'll make it too bulky, so I have another trick that I'm going to do with that. I like those dinosaurs on the back. All right. So I line up this top corner and this bottom corner, and I get a pretty even result. So with this, I'm going to pop this up off the page a little bit, at least on the top. But I want to decide on where I want to place it first. And I was playing around with cutting this, and it does fray, so I'm going to have to glue the back. So that's going to be my little trick. I think I like this side as the top. So I'm going to start by putting a couple strips of tape down. And then I'm going to get my tacky glue, have that handy. I usually store that upside down, all these little pieces of this. So I'm going to go ahead and stick this down like that. I do want some of this on the bottom. I'm going to take my scissors, nice sharp scissors, and trim it to the edge of the card. You can flip it over and see it really good if you want, although I think I can see it pretty good on this side. There. This stuff's pretty messy because it does fray. Then I'm going to fold it back a little bit and put a bead of glue right along that edge. And it's going to hold the fibers so they don't come apart. As you can see, they're starting to, but I can trim that off. Okay. And then I want to just push, I'm pushing it down against the table and making sure I got all of the glue off the edge because I don't want to glue the card shut. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the glue over here. Just put a little bead of glue right at the edge, kind of thick because I want it to squish up into the fibers. And then I'm pushing it down to work the glue up into the fibers. And I'm going to pull up a couple strands off and then just trim it. Okay, there. And then when it's completely dry, if there's any ragged edges, I can trim them again. And my glue is leaky, so I put a tissue and just wipe off the tip. And I always store my glue upside down. That way it's ready when I need it. So I have that. Let's pick our sticker. I'm thinking that guy is going to be a good size because he's not going to obstruct the whole thing. And I'm thinking kind of like that. Okay, so I'm going to set him over here on the sticker sheet and I will come back to him. What I'm going to do is get some sticky dots that are not very thick. Let me see if I have thinner ones over here. I don't have, oh yes I do. I have these. These are my thinnest ones, as you can see. So I want the ones that are thinner because this ribbon is not that thick. So I'm going to put a couple across the top of this. And a couple in the middle, kind of right about there. And there. That's about it. Move this guy over a little bit. He's way at the edge. There. And then I'm going to put tape at this bottom part. A lot of tape so it sticks to that ribbon. Or it's actually like upholstery trim, I think. It was some samples that I had gotten. All right. So as you can see, if I were to flip it over, I have the adhesive dots here to make up for the width of the ribbon, and then just tape at the bottom. There we go. There, and as you can, if you can see, it kind of makes it more even. And then we're going to put this little guy down. And I think I would like him up on some sticky dots as well, just to make him pop off the page so he doesn't just look like a sticker. If you have some powder, you can paint the back of him with powder. I don't have any handy for this video, so I'm going to do without. But if you paint the back with powder, then he won't stick down flat. It will kind of make him not a sticker anymore. I cut that little guy in half. There we go. But what I would do is take a paintbrush and take off that sticky with some powder if I had it handy. And then I think if I put him here, you can still read the word and he doesn't get in the way. So there. So there we have another card done. It's kind of neat, kind of a 3D effect. You might hear some noise. My husband is taking the dog out, I believe. Okay. So I think we can do one more card. I've got this girl, and she's really cute. I think we'll use white on the back of that card. And then I saw this paper and I thought it was really, really cool. And I really thought it would look good behind her. But I was going to cut it in such a way that it makes it a ribbon. And then I was going to decide what backing to put behind her. Let me make this ribbon first. So again, I'm going to cut this little piece off the bottom. And then I'm going to keep the two white stripes and I'm going to cut into this stripe almost to the edge, just to kind of make it even with the other stripe, and then to leave a little orange border for the next card. See, so it leaves a little orange border here, and it kind of looks even there for a ribbon. This is one way I like to use up all of the paper in the pack. So let's see, I have this that I could use as a backing, but I think it hides too many palm trees. I have these footprints, but I kind of would rather, I might want to wait and save those for a dinosaur. Then I have these dots, which I think might be kind of cute since there's polka dots on here. And it'll just add some green to the card. I don't think the other sides of this would work. These are too, you know, bold and printed. And then I thought, since I have this boy, I thought I'd give her a boyfriend on the page. And I would have that, just trying to get an idea what I want to do. Maybe off-center the ribbon. Put her in the center of the ribbon, kind of, maybe. And let's see, I got this boy. I thought maybe I'd put him down here. Okay, let's try that. I'm going to put him back there for a minute and trim this up. I'm going to trim this to 5 3/8 to go here. And I'll save this little piece because it'll come in handy for something. So I'm going to go ahead and stick this down. And I'm going to trim her a little bit too. There's a little more white on this side than this side, so I'm going to give it just a sliver of a trim. I think the top and the bottom are okay. Don't know if I want this in the middle and have her be, no, I think I'm going to put this here and have her here. Okay. I'm just going to cut this a little bigger than 5. I'll cut it like right about 5 1/2 to go with the card. And I think I'll leave 3 rows of dots there because I think that looks nice. Yep, that's what I will do there. Go this way so I can line up the side. Is that what I decided? I have to hold it this way now to see. Yeah. Yep. There we go. So I have that. And then I could put her, I think I'll line her up like that. I don't know that I want to put her too even on it. I want to leave a row of dots on the other side of her. Okay, so I have that, and then let's see this little guy. And I think I'll stick him down in the corner. Okay. So I will put her down. All right, let's put her down like this. And I think I'll pop him up a little bit and have him a little bit sideways. That way he doesn't look so much like a flat sticker either. And what I do with my pop dots, once I've used them, I use these pieces as well. You don't have to waste any of that. Don't throw these away. They're really good yet. And since they're on the back, nobody sees the messy side. There we go. Get those out of the way. I do have a trash can that I'm putting these in. They're not just going on the floor. I promise. Okay. And then I'll put him down here, kind of. There we go. And then we have this little thing. It says buddies. And they could be buddies. Maybe I want to move him. Because so if I put the buddies there, where would he go? Up a little higher? So maybe the buddies might look good just like that. And then he'll go kind of just like that. There we go. All right, so we have buddies. And let me see if I have anything else to maybe put up here. I don't know if any of these buttons would look good. I have these buttons. I was kind of hoping for more of an orange. I have some of these stars that are orange and yellow. So let's try this. I could put that, maybe a yellow one, and this other orange one. Might as well use up some of these little tiny pieces. Okay, let me push those down. There we go. There we go. So we made 3 cards, well, almost 3 cards. We have this one, and we have this one, and we'll have this one when it dries. I don't want to do anything to that one until it dries. But there we go. 3 more cards done. If you like what you see, please give me a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button down there. I would greatly appreciate it. And leave me a comment. Thank you so much for watching. This is CraftyRia. I hope you enjoyed the video. Now, go get crafting. See you later. Bye-bye.